Mr. Neaves Masterclass.
Peter Beardsley likes his Kentucky Fried Chicken wrapped in paper.
Okay, so by now you've probably realised that this is not, in fact, me, Mr. Neaves. That is Tom Hiddleston. There are many subtle differences that I'm sure some of you will be able to pick up. But what is he doing? Tom Hiddleston doesn't usually sound like that. He sounds like this.
I mostly just find it incredibly flattering.
He is, of course, speaking in an accent. And more specifically, he's speaking in a Geordie accent, which is, coincidentally, an accent that I'm not particularly good at doing. Which is why it's the first accent I'm going to teach you. Right after this message.
Accents. What are they for?
Okay, so I know a lot of you are going to be thinking that the answer to that question is really obvious. Accents are for showing you where the character is from. So if they're Scottish, they'll speak with a Scottish accent. If they're German, they'll speak with a German accent. If they're from the US, they might speak with an accent like that or like that. But that's not the only thing that accents are for. You are wrong. Accents can also be used to show a character's personality or what kind of person you want the audience to think that they are. That's the reason why the hobbits in Lord of the Rings speak like this.
If I take one more step, it'll be the farthest away from home I've ever been.
And the Emperor from Star Wars speaks like this.
Not from a Jedi.
These are both regional English accents, but they're both used very differently. So that hobbit accent of that kind of West Country nice bouncy lady sound is to make them sound carefree and simple folk, Mr. Frodo. And the Emperor's evil English-sounding voice is to make him appear to be an all-powerful, evil, aristocratic, bad man. Okay, I'm really tired from doing all that editing. I'm not going to do any more. I'm just going to teach you how to do a few different accents. And the way we're going to do that is by using control phrases. Because all an accent is a slightly different way of pronouncing your vowels and your consonants. And if you put all those little changes together, you end up with a new accent. So, making a new form. Here is accent 1. Okay, so the Geordie accent mainly works by vowel shifts, which means it's the vowels that change. And the control phrase that we're going to use to learn a Geordie accent is one that was taught to me by Barrett Kaler, who you might know if you've ever seen any of the pantomimes at York Theatre Royal. And the phrase is this: the train at platform 8 is going to be late. And when Geordiematized, that becomes the train on platform 8 is going to be late. And the way you get there is really, really simple. You just change the way that you do your vowels. The first change is the vowel in train. Now, there is a diphthong there. A diphthong is where you change one vowel to another, all within the same syllable. So if I say the word house, that ow is two different vowels. It's a and oo. House, house, house. All that happens is in Geordie, those diphthongs are a little bit more pronounced, and the vowels they go to and from are a little bit different. So in train, A in my voice becomes E in Geordie. E, the train. So that's the first change. The train. The next change is the vowel sound on in platform. And that becomes, instead of or, like a very rounded sound, it becomes oo. Platform. Also, don't pronounce the T. That's probably the only time I will ever tell you to not pronounce the T. All the rest of the time, pronounce your T's, all of the time, otherwise it's bad. But in Geordie, plat. There's just a glottal stop, plat. And your glottis, which is the back of your tongue, covers your esophageal tract. Platform. So the train on platform And 8 is the same vowel sound as train, so it's ear again. The train on platform ear. Give that a go. But that was okay, I'm sure you did your best. We'll carry on anyway. So the train on platform ear is going, which becomes going, 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 going. The train on platform here is going to be late. Simple. The train on platform 8 is going to be late. It also helps if you kind of make your voice sound a little bit warmer and richer. I don't know why that helps to do a Geordie accent. It just does. So, one last time. The train on platform 8 is going to be late. And now you can speak like a Geordie. The second accent that we're going to do is one of my favourites. It's the German accent. And unlike the Geordie accent, it works not by changing your vowels so much as it works by changing your consonants. A lot of them become a little bit harder. Some of them become unvoiced when they were voiced before. That's like the difference between B with a M and P with no voice. And some of them change completely for no particular reason. It's just German. So the phrase we're going to use to learn how to speak with a German accent is, why have you not tried to think like a German? The first change that we're going to do is the really, really famous one that everyone knows about German is that W sounds, W, change to V sounds. There's no W in German. So why in why have you not tried to think like a German becomes why. Everyone try that now. Why? Good. You did it. Well done. Okay, now that we've mastered the why, the next change is in have. Now in my accent, the word have ends with a voiced v, a labiodental fricative. So all you're going to do to change that to German is unvoice it. So it's exactly the same mouth shape. I'm just not going to hum underneath it. So becomes a V to an F. Have becomes have. Why have? Try that. Good. Okay. The next step is really, really simple because what happened to have is going to happen to tried. In German, consonants at the end of words become unvoiced. So, d in tried is going to lose that d. It's going to become tried. Tried. It's just like a soft t sound. Give that a go. Tried. Okay, string it together. Why have you not tried? Tried. Nice. Moving on. Another famous German consonant transposition is to s. There's no sound in German, so they do a close one, which is s. Think becomes sink. Why have you not tried to sink? And the final change before we become perfect at our German accents is that j at the start of German. And it's going to change quite simply from j to ch. We lose the voice. So German becomes German. Why have you not tried to think like a German? Give it a go all together. And there we have it. We now know how to speak like a German. Wunderbar. The third accent that we're going to do is another one of my favourites, and this is a request from Eden Gusak. So thank you very much, Eden, for meaning that I have to create a control phrase for this accent. The one that I came up with is quite fun, it makes sense, and it gets a few of the little southern US markers in it. The phrase is, my favourite goose lives in my house, not in its pen. The first change we're going to make is to the first word. So, my becomes ma. The way that we do that is we change the English diphthong of I, my, to my. So it's a ma, and right at the end there's a tiny little I. My, my, my. Give that a go. Okay, you're doing well. I appreciate all the hard work you're putting into this. The second word, favourite, becomes favourite. Fay. So fay, very similar, becomes fay. E, instead of fay. E. Favourite. So if we lose a syllable, favourite becomes favourite. My favourite. Alright, the next three words we're going to do all together, because the first two are linked, and the third one we've already done. So, lives in. In my accent, both of those I sounds are completely flat, no diphthong at all. Lives in. In the US accent, or the southern US at least, it really diphthongs to leaves. Ian. Leaves. Ian. Weirdly, it's the same diphthong as treein and eat in Geordie. Try not to get confused. I've just definitely got confused, but I'm going to get through it. We're going to get through it together. So, lives and in becomes leaves, Ian. And then we have ma. Okay, we're nearly there with the US accent. It's difficult, but we only have a few more words left. And the next one is easy. House. We talked about it before when I first mentioned diphthongs, that in my accent it is house. Ow. The US accent, really easy, no diphthong at all. House. House. It's just all the way through. Lives in my house. My favourite goose lives in my house. Not in its pen. So not, so an O becomes an not, and again, no T. So it's the second time I've told you not to pronounce your T, so I'm failing as a random teacher, I'm sorry. So, not, Ian, it's that same E, Ian, eats, again, same diphthong, pen. Three of the same diphthong. The reason why I put the word pen in there is because the southern US accent is famous for a merger. The words pen and pin sound exactly the same in the southern US accent. Pin, pin. There we go. We have the whole southern US accent. My favourite goose lives in my house, not in its pen. Okay, we've got it to the last accent. This one is one of my all-time favourites, not least because the control phrase for this one is the shortest. Only 2 words, it's only 4 letters. Oh, no. We're going to do the whole accent. And both of the vowels in O and no are going to change to So like that sound you make when you taste something really disgusting or see Mr. Cowie walking through the corridors. Oh, no becomes no. No. Give that a go. You have now mastered the whole accent, or at least 2 words in it.